All right, I am Dawn Rutledge, and I'm the Executive Director of the Center for Living Well. Now, if that is confusing to you because you saw stuff coming from the Living Well retreats and Holy Yoga and Home Life Revolution, I get it. I understand. Jen and I are both Holy Yoga certified teachers. The yoga that you'll be getting is Holy Yoga. However, prior to this retreat, we were doing retreats under the name of the Living Well Retreats, which was a ministry that I developed in April of '09 and have been doing those retreats ever since. Jennifer is the founder of Home Life Revolution. We partnered together long ago, starting in August of '09, and it was early this year that the Lord laid it on our hearts that it was time for us to join forces and create a non-profit wellness ministry called the Center for Living Well. So we are now combined into one entity called the Center for Living Well. You'll find out more about that this weekend, but essentially we just have a vision that the Lord has placed on our hearts to provide what we provide here on retreat at a center somewhere in the Phoenix area, where we'll be doing this kind of thing on a daily basis, ministering to people all of the time.
Wow.
And so, so keep us in prayer as we enter in, because it's big and it's very exciting. And eventually it will also become a training center for Living Well coaches who we will be turning out, who then go out and do what we do. So keep us in prayer. So that's, if you've seen name changes and it's been confusing, that's why. We just recently merged and the name changed to the Center for Living Well.
La da 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 da, la da 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 da, la da da da. Looking at me, here's what I see: imperfection. I'm looking at you to give me a new reflection. 'Cause through your loving eyes, I am a vision of Jesus' righteousness. And you see beautiful.
Think about, what do you say to somebody if you haven't seen them in a really long time?
You look very good.
Right? You look great. Have you lost weight? Where'd you get your outfit? Right? I mean, that's, I'm guilty of it, and I teach body image, so we just are so externally focused all the time. The first thing we ask isn't, so how's your brother doing? Is he doing better? Or how that job interview turn out? Did it work out all right? Like, we're not greeting people with this, let's go deeper. Let's go beyond the surface, to really have these intimate connections with each other that are not superficial. Well, one of the things that's really interesting is that Jessica Simpson has launched a new TV show. I haven't seen it, but I saw her interviewed about it, because there was all this backlash when she had put on some weight and then lost some weight, and there's always this talk about what size she is. And by the way, when they took her fat pictures, you want to know what size she was?
A 6.
She was a 6.
Wow.
She kind of did, it's almost like the Eat, Pray, Love thing. She went to all these different cultures and interviewed all these different women, and she has found that it is universal across the world that women are dissatisfied with their bodies. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like we're going to be discontented no matter what if we define ourselves by world standards,
Right.
So with that in mind, where does our idea of our body image come from? We touched on it a little bit, but maybe share from your own personal experience where your view of your body came from. I'll start. My mother dieted constantly. She was constantly on and off of diets, and I would watch her. She would spend 2 hours getting ready, and I'm not exaggerating, because she would try on 40 different outfits, stand in front of the mirror, and talk about how fat she is. I hate this outfit, I look fat in this, how do you think this is? Well, I don't like the way it looks, and then on and off with the clothes, on and off with the clothes, big long process. And the makeup, oh my gosh, it would take her forever to apply all of this makeup on her face. And I watched her to this day. Now she struggles with her weight. She's obese and pre-diabetic, and still struggling, and has never ever come to terms with just accepting the body that she's been given, where she is. So I'm sure that part of where, my own views of my body, some of that was formed by watching my mom model a poor body image. They found that there's a huge connection between mothers and daughters in terms of eating disorders and body image issues. Huge connection. Mothers are the largest influence of anyone else on our daughters.
And you are beautiful. You're so beautiful. Now I wanna live as one who forgives with your mercy. Lord, give me the gift of kindness when someone's hurting. By no strength of my own, only grace alone that you see beautiful. You see love alive in me. You see beautiful, and I feel your grace wash over me. 'Cause when you look at me, I want you to see all the things you are, and you are beautiful. You're so beautiful. You are beautiful. You're so beautiful. Make my life a true reflection. Point me in a new direction. Make my life a true reflection. Make my life a true reflection. Point me in a new direction. Make my life a true reflection. Make my life a true reflection. Point me in a new direction. Make my life a true reflection. Make my life a true reflection. Point me in a new direction. Make my life a true reflection. You see beautiful. You see love alive in me. You see beautiful, and I feel your grace wash over me. You see beautiful, and I feel your love alive in me. You see beautiful, and I feel your grace wash over me. 'Cause when you look at me, I want you to see all the things you are, and you are beautiful. You're so beautiful. You are beautiful. You're so beautiful.
So this idea then, okay, so what does it mean to be in the box? If we're trying to get out of it, what does it mean to be in it? And really what this idea of being in the box is, it's speaking to your way of being. so your way of being includes your thoughts, your feelings, your motivations, your attitudes. It's everything internal, your spirit. So just your way of being as you approach situations and as you approach people, because that's going to affect how circumstances, how relationships develop. And so if you're out of the box, you're going to approach things in a responsive way of being, which means that you're going to see the other person as just as important, just as real, just as relevant as you are. You're going to be able to see their needs, identify their needs, and then seek to be a part of the solution. You're going to make connections with them. You're going to be able to empathize with them. You're going to be humble and other-focused. Step into the box, we enter a resistant way of being. And when we're in this resistant way of being, we start seeing others as objects. We start becoming self-focused. We start becoming prideful and arrogant. So that is what it means to enter into that resistant way of being. And like I said a moment ago, we treat others as objects when we're in the box. And so for my husband, when I entered the box, he became an obstacle. He became somebody or something in my way of what I want. He is preventing me from getting the sleep that I want. He's become an obstacle. But there's two other kinds of objects. There's also vehicles. Vehicles are those people that we see and we go, you could totally help me. You could totally do this for me. It's when people, you start taking an inventory of like when they start talking, you're like, I could use that. That would be helpful, right? This person can help me get what I want. My husband kind of quit telling people what he does for a living because as soon as he does, everybody's like, I need a website. Can you make me a website for like $100? Yeah, no, because he just got tired of that. That as soon as people knew what he did, he quit being a person and became a vehicle. But we do that all the time. We encounter people, even loved ones, that we go in and out of the box with because they become an obstacle, they become a vehicle. And the third type of object is they become completely irrelevant. I don't even notice them. I don't even see them. I don't even think about them. And there's a lot of people we treat like that too. The person who checked out your groceries last week, can you remember what they looked like? What they said? They're irrelevant. The waitress that served you lunch, she's relevant. Right? We treat people like that all the time. And so just thinking about this idea then is, I want to throw some examples. And so we can get in the box with people, but we can also get in the box with God. How many of you can relate to seeing God as an obstacle? Or a vehicle? Or completely irrelevant? We get in the box with God too.
I worship the one, creator of life, maker of every breath. And I worship the one, the giver of grace, able to conquer death. Worthy, worthy is the one. The author of faith, who wrote every page of time. And I worship the one whose love never fails every heart and mind. Worthy, worthy is the one. Worthy,
wanted to say something specifically about the leadership here. I don't think Don Rutledge and Jennifer Miller know how much they give and how they facilitate our connection with God and bring it to us. This is my second retreat with Living Well, and something has happened personally on each one, and you don't know what you're in for. You don't know what's going to happen, and something does, and I believe that the leadership here has brought God down to say, look, here, this person needs you. The other thing is the people that are on these retreats. It's like a community, and it just feels good to be around like-minded people. That you can be yourself and not worry, because you don't really know all of the other people, but yet you feel connected to them somehow, and you make friends in a heartbeat here. I'm always excited to go, and I go home just full of energy and power and positiveness and light, and kind of walk on clouds for quite a few months until society drains you, and then you have to look up when the next retreat is and sign up for that and get plugged back into Jesus and renewed in spirit again. I'll be on the next one.